All right. Firebrand, atheism, en masse. And now you get to see my favorite picture. I hope you can see this. So, what we've got here, I hope you guys over there can see this, is this little ledge here. See this ledge? This is the leading edge of a huge auditorium. And the auditorium goes way back to those windows. That auditorium holds 10,000 people. And this picture was taken at CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference, where all the Jesus people go to be Jesus-y all over each other in the name of Jesus, the founder of our Constitution. Well, that's what you would expect to see. That's what you would expect to hear. So this crowd of people right here is the leading edge of that auditorium letting out after hearing a speech from Sarah Palin. They all let out in this hall. They all come down this hallway, and I am standing in the middle of the hallway wearing an atheist shirt and atheist buttons, holding atheist pamphlets. My heart was racing, and I was ready for all of the crap that we're all thinking about right now. I was ready for it. The pamphlet said very specific things. It said conservatism isn't just for Christians, but atheist fiscal conservatives by the millions are being pushed away by the theocrats who are trying to equate conservative politics with Christianity. Now, if you're really, really, really old, like you, Ronnie, you might remember that conservatism didn't used to be all Christian. It used to be okay to vote Republican as an atheist. Back in the Barry Goldwater days, it was fun. Ronnie's only a couple of years older than me, so I'm giving him a little bit of a hard time. It used to be fine, but now it's different. Now Christianity has taken over conservatism and made its social agenda, which is 100% theocratic and 0% conservative. It's all about pushing their religion on the rest of the country, and that's what it's about. And I was there to say, hey, you guys should stop this. It's hurting you. There are conservative atheists out there, and they want to vote for you, but they can't vote for you because your social agenda would make them second-class citizens. And the crowd enveloped me, and they started walking by. And I'm sitting there saying, why are atheists at CPAC? What do atheists want from the conservative movement? Why should the conservatives listen to the atheists? And then the most amazing thing happened. People started to turn around and come back to me and take my flyers because they were atheists. Atheists, lots of them, at CPAC, turned around and took our flyers. Atheists, lots of them, at CPAC, really pissed off at exactly what we were talking about. Atheists at CPAC, open, out, loud and proud, mostly young, all there, by dozens and dozens and dozens. They turned around, they took our pamphlets, and we told them to write on their pamphlet that we deserved a booth at CPAC, to write on their feedback form that atheists deserved a booth at CPAC. But then there were the Christians. Guess what? They also thought we deserved a table. The Christians at CPAC, by a large majority, wanted atheists to have a booth at CPAC. And they did. And the next year, last year, we went to CPAC with a booth as atheists. Now, this is the same organization that won't let the log cabin Republicans have a booth. They won't let the log cabin Republicans have a booth, but American Atheists was there. And not only were we there with a booth, we spoke from the stage as atheist conservatives. We had an atheist conservative, one of my board members is a real live atheist conservative. And she got up on stage and she talked to the conservatives as an atheist for the first time in CPAC history, ever. And that second year, last year when we went with 2 gallon bags full of buttons which said conservative atheist. And we gave all of them away. All of them. Hundreds. Now here's some results. I love results. First of all, the news was all over it. Just like the billboards, we went outside the Overton window with this, and the news went crazy. I'll see if I can't read on that little thing. I'll read up here. Young conservative and atheist attached to the GOP from the Christian Science Monitor. Should an atheist ever be a Republican? By Chicago Now. Not all conservative Republicans are Christian. From the World Religion News. The news services were all over the fact that the atheist conservatives were descending on CPAC. And what was the result? My favorite result, Tony Perkins. Tony Perkins, the president of the American Family Association, said from the stage, there are those that may choose to be non-religious, and that's fine, and the conservative movement is broad enough for that. Now let me be clear. I'm not all giddy that Tony Perkins likes us. I am, however, absolutely thrilled that he felt that he needed to say that. He choked on those words. He didn't want to say those words. But CPAC was filled with young, loud people wearing conservative atheist buttons. We had a presence where we never had a presence before. We changed CPAC in 2 days across 2 years. We changed it. And this year, we're going to be going back, I hope. Now, that's one set of firebrand atheism. So, you see the theme here. We're going outside the window, going where we aren't expected, doing what isn't expected, to move normalcy. We're moving normalcy. The big picture here is atheist normalcy. Atheism is in conservatism. I didn't even know that. I'd hoped I'd find a few. I had no idea I would find hundreds of atheists at CPAC. But I did. Because the conservative movement, as we found out, is not actually represented by conservative leadership. They're not. The conservative leadership is all about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And the conservative movement is waiting for them to die so that they can come in and take their party back. This is a theme I heard over and over. Ladies and gentlemen, if we're able to put a wedge between Christianity and conservatism, we win. We win. We can close up shop. That's where all of the religious rights power comes from, the Republican Party. If we separate church and state and conservatism, we win. And when we went in first, it was pie in the sky. But now we know that it is feasible. It is feasible that this would be one of the many ways we could win the separation of church and state war. We could get atheist normalcy soon. Sooner than we expected. Sooner than we anticipated. Because the mask of conservatism is all about Jesus. But the guts of conservatism includes a whole bunch of really pissed off atheists.